Right, what's good then, YouTube? It has been a little while, but today we are bringing you our FIFA 23 custom tactics. We're talking about the 4-2-2 today, a formation which for me has been a staple over the course of FIFA 23. I wasn't a fan of it in previous FIFAs, but really started to get into the element with it now. So we're going to run through, we're going to give you the tactics, some instructions, and then obviously gameplay as well. While we're doing it, as you can see on the screen, I've done a lot of FUT birthday cards, or I've got a lot of FUT birthday cards. So I'll give you my rundown on cards as well, because I know some of you are always interested in what do I think to said cards. Should you pick them up? Should you complete them? And so on. So to start off with, we will go through kind of the team. Iwobi, I really like. I've used him for quite a few games. I think he's actually really good. Very good on the ball. One of them ones that more so of a fun card more than anything. You know, isn't going to be like team of the season worthy. I don't think he'll be in the team as of then. But a fun card, none to use. El Shaarawy, we recently packed him. Okay, I think he fills the center attacking mid role really well. I really probably wouldn't like him on the wing or up front. I think if he gets close to any player, he gets bodied really easily. And also, he just feels a level below probably the standard that you'd want from cards right now. So again, another one that's probably more fun. The 3-star weak foot and the medium work rates really don't help his cause. Money here, I've only bring him on off the bench once. I've done this card purely because if Dortmund win, he goes for a 5-star, and I think then he will be in everyone's team, whether that's in fullback, a wing-back position, whether that's in CDM, coming off the bench, CM, whatever. I think it's a card you need to go and do. Antonio, I'm not really a fan of. Just didn't click with for me, not my cup of tea. Haven't used Baku as of yet. I don't really think he's fantastic. I think from what I could see from this card, it's another one of them ones that fills the wingback position. Rabiot, I really liked, actually. I think he's been really good. We've completed the Tolisso. We've only had a few games with him so far. I think Rabiot will probably be better than Tolisso, but Tolisso may offer a little bit more in the going forward department. But I have Pedri for that, who I think is great. He fights for the badge. He's up and down the pitch. High work rates. I think this is a card, if you want a box-to-box CM, he fills it really well, which in the 4-2-2, he does do that just about. Alexandro, again, a fullback, which I think he can probably last you now till near enough the end, team of the season post. I just think he's fantastic. Gets up and down. He's strong. He's difficult to get past. Really happy with him. Bamba, not so much. Just think he's a bit subpar, really. Similar to El Shaarawy. Feels a level behind the kind of power curve that you want. And Pedro, I do think he's fantastic. He feels like the quickest player on the game. I don't know why, but he feels so rapid. 5-star. For me, this is a card which you should be doing, because even if he doesn't get into your starting 11 off the bench, he will be great. Koke, yeah, nothing all too good. So that's kind of the players I've been using. I've actually been pretty impressed with Disasi as well. He's been decent. I don't think most people should be doing him though. I think you guys are probably running better centre-backs than what we have here in this. And Onana has been pretty good. But if you have any questions on any of these cards, pop them in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. All right? So, into the tactics. The 4-2-2 is what we're playing. First of all, I run Mbappe and Morientes at the minute. I think it's really good practice to have someone who's quick, agile, skillful, which is Mbappe for me, and then someone that's a bit more prominent in the air. That's my perfect partnership up front. The way we run this formation is to use those two strikers in that kind of crossing way. Byline drives, looking extra fast stuff across, but crosses are a big part to this formation. So if you can run someone that is okay in the air, you'll be in for a bit of a bonus, all right? So, how do we run this then? I run balanced on the defensive style. I was running press on heavy touch and press on possession loss. For me, this is a formation that can be used for the whole of the game, all right? So, because we want it used for the whole of the game, we want to be neutral to start off with. So, we go balanced. If you get to the 60th minute and you're losing 2-1, feel free to enable pressure on heavy touch by pausing it, coming into your team management and getting those changes in. But balance is just the best of everything, to be honest with you. Now, when it comes to width, I always run fairly neutral. We go with 40 here. The idea being we want to be a little bit more compact, but we don't want to give up the wings too easily. You don't want to go wide because then there's so much space in the middle, but you want to basically pull your left back and right back inwards so they cover the space of the 18-yard box, and your centre backs are tucked in tightly. And then when the ball comes out on the wing, what you ideally want to do is pull back your left attacking mid, your right attacking mid, to help tag team up on those fullbacks, to help them, deal with the wings better. That's kind of how we want to defend with this. Now, depth is more personal preference. If you're running old gen, I would probably recommend about 45, 50, because the game is more open on old gen, a lot more free-flowing football, let's say. New gen, a little bit different. We know that they move a little bit differently in their, defensive styles. I run 60 depth. I was running 71 depth to get that kind of auto offside trap. I feel like when you run that, it's very risky for me, right? I wanted to be in control of the defense myself, and 60 depth gives me enough of a depth that my midfield and defense aren't so far away from each other, but I'm not constantly giving up space in behind. I find it's the best of both worlds, all right? If you want to try 71 depth, if you want to run a really high line and really get in the face of the opponent, feel free, but just be mindful you are going to get done from some over-the-top through balls. Now, when it comes to build-up play, this is when you pick up the ball, say, in defence, and as we're moving forward up the pitch into the midfield, how do we want to play this? Well, the 4-2-2 for me isn't a ping-pong, ping-go. It's a build-up with a little bit of tempo and patience in the middle of the park, but not too slow. We have that balance, which is why we run balance exactly for that. But then when the chance creation comes in, this is as you move into the opponent's half and you kind of look to get into that final third. How do you want your attackers to move? We run forward runs here. What this will do is basically tell your strikers to run forward and go and attack into those areas. So if your opponent leaves space in behind, they will try to exploit it. But you have to be mindful though, because it does also mean that they might be running away and you might want to pass the ball to feet. So when you want that to happen, you will need to press R1 to call your man short, or RB on Xbox, and that will call the striker, back in towards you. That's what I run on there. If you're not too sure on that, you can go balanced again. But it's fairly neutral, all right? So you should be good with it. But if you feel like your players are constantly running away from you, then move to either direct passing or to balanced. Our width, we run 40. The 4-2-2, what I want to try and do here is to pull in our right attacking mid and left attacking mid ever so slightly to be in and around the strikers, so we can look for little triangles or 1-2s in and around them, but also to still have the width available to attack down the wings and drive the byline. I don't want to go to the corner flag. I want to go just inside the 18-yard box to look to sweat it off across. That's how we approach that. Players in box, we go for 7, and in corners, you can go 3, 2, 1, whatever you want. If you whip it in, 3 corners is great. If you sometimes go short and look on the edge, 2 is great. If you really just don't want to lose the ball and get hit on the counter, feel free to run 1 as well. Now, when it comes to player instructions, our 2 strikers, we run balanced. Remember I said about how with the forward runs, they will make runs in behind themselves. That's where that instruction comes in and does that. But obviously, you do want to be mindful, because if some people will say, get in behind here, but then they constantly go in behind. So this kind of gives you a bit of a best of both worlds. If you still feel like they are running in behind, that's where you would need to change the forward runs. For our right attacking mid and left attacking mid, we just run get into the box for cross. If I'm on the right-hand side, I want my left attacking mid making space at the back stick for that sweat across goal, for the sweaty goal, for the easy goal. Some people will tell you to run comeback on defense here. You can do if you want. For me, though, I manually pull them back. I want them to actually, so say if the ball's on the right-hand side defensively, I will manually pull Pedro back, but I want Bamba to stay higher up the pitch for my out ball. When you run comeback on defense, they both sit so deep that your only out ball really is your strikers, and that's in the middle, and that's where it's congested. That's where you would need to go with a little over-the-top ball into their feet. So that's why I don't run them on comeback. Cut passing lanes, cover centre on both centre mids. Your more box-to-box minded midfielder, for me, that's Pedri. Have them on balanced attack. But then for your defensive-minded midfielder, have them on stay back while attacking. This will really ensure that you won't get hit on the counter as much. But obviously, it is still a risk. Now, for your fullbacks, stay back while attacking. My biggest advice, though, use your fullbacks in the attack. Too many people are too scared to use their fullbacks. They don't bring them forward. And what that basically does is it ensures that you are always constantly attacking with only those kind of 4 players. If you can have an overload with that fullback, you'll have so much more joy and success in the attack. So please make sure that you look to do it. Now, with the 4-2-2, as I said, we are looking for the byline, we're looking for crosses, we're looking for over the top through balls, we're looking for patience. One of the things that you will do is when you hit the ball up into your striker, instead of looking for a 1-2 with your other striker, you can turn and you can look for a step over and be direct to drive past the opponent and then look to sweat it off across. I've scored so many goals from doing that. The 2 strikers really, really help. When you are moving the ball from one side of the pitch to the other, so if you switch it over with a trivela, for that normal square across the pitch, trigger runs. Trigger your striker on a run. See if you can look to go in behind. You want to get this formation moving and flowing on your own accord and find your own rhythm. And in doing so, it's one of the easiest formations to do that. All right. It will struggle at times against, say, 3 at the backs or 5 at the backs. My advice to you here would be, if you want to stick in the 4-2-2, what you can do, and this will just change it for you completely. This will make it so easy to beat 5 at the backs or 3 at the backs. Put your right attacking mid and left attacking mid and your strikers all on stay forward. You will be outnumbered in defense, but what you're looking to do is to hit on that counter and really, really take advantage of you having extra men in the attack. And if you can do that, you'll absolutely tear apart any 3 at the back or any 5 at the back. But if you leave it as it is here, then it will struggle a little bit and it comes down more to kind of a skill gap in that formation. All right, so that's what I'm running at the minute in the 4-2-2. Any other tactics and formations that you want me to do, let me know down below in the comments and I'll be happy to do them for you. Thank you all very much for watching. And if you want to watch any of our other videos, you can click this link right here to take you over to our latest one.